created these trademark looks for you. And these trademark looks are going to be the only thing that you wear at your next photo shoot. That's right, you are gonna be posing completely nude. I have shot nude 1.5 million times. We're shooting something that's beautiful. We're shooting fashion, elegance. Your body is your fashion.
Take note. You think I'm kidding? Yeah, I feel like I know this woman already.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I swear, I feel like we met before. We hung out at One Oak or something. You know what I mean? Like, we probably did party at Marquee or something like that back in the day.
Showing off?
Or 10 June or one of these.
No, Marquee was my jam.
Marquee was your joint?
What's a 10 June?
Yep.
That's old school.
Well, I went to 10. I'm not gonna talk about it because the guys who owned it were friends of mine. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna say what I was going to say. But I saw some wild stuff at 10 June that scared me out of 10 June. I'll just say that.
Yikes.
And this is when I was wild.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, but I don't know how we got onto that. But maybe because I was reading through her really interesting book. I wanted to know the story behind this gorgeous, beautiful, empowered body activist that's been gracing the covers of many magazines for a few years now, feels like, and has kind of redefined how we view models and modeling as an industry. I think she's a tremendous asset.
Yeah.
And I think she's one of the most relatable people in that industry to women and men and aspiring models that we've seen, because like you said, Heather, she's regular.
She's regular.
She's normal.
She's regular. It was crazy because go ahead, finish.
So welcome her to the show to talk
Yeah.
about her new book with confidence, beauty, and power. Really look like a new model. Ashley Graham is on our show.
Happy to be here.
We've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's
Yes,
the first time we
yes.
got to talk, Sway.
I know, Ashley. Let's make sure it's not the last time
No.
we get to talk.
No.
What I found most interesting is I don't know if it's a rags to riches story, but reading about your childhood and your family life, and then reading more into the book about some of the things you did when you became free. A family makes your story even more layered. Let's start with that, man. Your family. What was your family life like? You guys went to church a lot? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I still go to church, and I'm still, I still go out too and go to church. Yes, it's a good balance. But growing up, it was no boyfriend till you were 16. Had to be home by 11. Dad was super strict. Mom told me that if my boobs were out, she was like, "Is it for sale? Because if it's not for sale, it should be covered up." But I would still leave the house with my cleavage because I just knew my cleavage was cute.
Yes.
So yeah, and then when I moved to New York at 17, I had already been kind of introduced to this whole wild modeling world, and it's like the chains were set free, and I went in.
But that's something you wanted to do from a child, though, right? From child. When did you decide?
It wasn't something that I wanted to do. When I was 12 years old, I was in a mall, and I had a scout kind of come up to me and just say, "Hey, you're really pretty. Do you want to be a model?" I was 5'9". I was 150 pounds. I was a size 10, 12. I was a woman. And my dad was with me, and he was like, "Well, maybe. We'll see what happens." And next thing you know, we go to this it wasn't a creepy hotel. It was just weird that we had to go to a hotel the next day to meet with this guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Look, I live in Kansas City. I want to take you through a modeling school." And then poof, it just kind of happened because my mom and dad they gave me the opportunity.
Well, when did you become aware of your voluptuous?
You just went like this.
When
did you become aware?
I'm trying to find the words, Ashley. When did you become aware that what you look like and how it affects other people, especially men?
I knew that it always affected men. I didn't always get why it affected men. I mean, I was very candid in the book about, being 12 years old and having a family friend make me touch him. And that was an eye-opening experience into that my body was a sexual part of being a woman. And then that led into dating and having a a boy break up with me because I wouldn't have sex with him before we were married, and also he told me I was going to be too fat later in life, so he was too afraid to be with me.
He said,
I want to break up with you because I'm afraid you're going to be as fat as my mom.
Yeah.
And then also he said, and you're not going to have sex with me. So I was like, so sexuality and being a curvy girl went hand in hand. So then I was like, oh my God, I'm a big girl and I don't know how to have a relationship with men because of the way that I was raised, I didn't have that strong of a male connection with my father. And it kind of turned into this like, okay, sex, body, and then food. And I was like, where do I find love? Yeah. And right there in front of the mirror was where I really needed it and where I could find it, but I didn't get it until later.
You went through a lot of trials and tribulations. That family friend, they were actually swimming, and he came into the dressing room where y'all normally would dress. The pool house, yeah. What you described as a huge erection.
Yeah. I remember it, yeah, and it was, but the thing is, I don't remember it in a great way because usually, that you would want, no, it was not. It was more, it was frightening. I was young and I had a woman's body, but I was very, very naive to the situation looking back on it.
When I was reading this book, and we'll talk about how your career started to advance and when you moved to New York and that first roommate and you were running amok in the streets of New York City, taking Molly and ecstasy and stuff like that.
I never took Molly, but I did take ecstasy.
You took ecstasy?
Yeah, I should have taken Molly instead. I heard it's purer. I don't know.
Anybody? But after reading the book, I realized, this is really, I have an 18-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Who is, has a beautiful, curvaceous body, stunning young lady. And I hope she doesn't mind me talking about this. But I just remember as she started to develop. I'm a man, so I can't imagine what it must be like for young girls as they start to develop and you're trying to find your identity and you're looking for validation in so many different places, and then these breasts pop up and you're getting this superficial admiration from guys and you don't know where it's going. Was this book written for girls who grew up maybe going through what you went through growing up?
100%. I didn't write the book for any reason except for every young girl who's been through a situation like mine or who's going to go through a situation like mine. I didn't have a role model growing up that looked like me, who had cellulite, who had a very curvy body when she was younger. I was told to look up to J-Lo and Marilyn Monroe because they were two of the most notable curvy women in society. And my mom, being a curvy woman, was just like, oh, let's just love yourself. Who cares? But it's your mother. It didn't really hit me till later in life that my mother really, she's the one who put the confidence in me, right?
Yeah.
I had my own path and my own journey of like figuring out that it was mom all along. But there are no celebrities up until this point in the last couple years who are out here talking about back fat and cellulite and being ultra curvaceous and having it still be sexy and not making it a big joke.
Yeah, no, you don't make it a joke at all. Man.
No, this is not a joke.
Not at all. We were looking at your news the other day. I'm sorry.
The Vogue pictures, very tasteful.
The Vogue pictures. We were looking at the Vogue pictures and reading the articles. And
oh, please. There's no words on there, Sway.
Yeah, she sat down with Tracy Ellis Ross. It was a very great interview.
That wasn't Vogue. That was V Magazine.
That's what I said.
They didn't even read the magazine. That's nothing.
They saw Tracy's name and they saw a V. That's it. Vogue, Tracy, words. Nipples.
Great pictures, yeah. Skip to the good part.
That was a very artful, tasteful nude, though. I really liked it. Mario Sorrenti shot that, and it was beautiful. And I love that he kept my cellulite and stretch marks in.
Well, that's what I appreciated. You look like a normal woman to me, and that's how we see women without the Photoshop. He didn't Photoshop none of that.
No, I mean, if it was Photoshopped, I don't know what he took out. Okay. I mean, look at it. There's all my cellulite and stretch marks. It's like,
look good.
Hello.
It looks scrumptious. What made you decide to talk about the drinking and the drug usage and being in New York at a time when you couldn't really get in clubs, so you would flash your boobs?
Right. Well, I couldn't get a fake ID. I just didn't know how to do that. So there was always those. I really wanted to take you on a journey. I feel like I'm an open book. I've been an open book in my interviews. I've been an open book on my Instagram. And I feel like if I left something out, people would be like, really? Is that how it happened? Tell us the truth. Yeah. And so I put it all in there to give you guys the whole kit and caboodle. Like, there are going to be so many girls who move to New York at a young age, and they're going to feel that they have to do those things to get in, to be cool. They're going to feel like they have to do drugs in order to get the job. You don't have to do that. You have to work hard.
Yeah.
And you have to, sometimes play the fashion game. And that's not even in the fashion industry. That's any industry, right? And I just think that was a very ugly part of my life, but I'm happy to talk about it because I want other people to learn from my mistakes.
Did you ever what do they call it? A couch call? You ever?
What's that?
Casting couch.
Casting. You ever been on the casting couch? Explain that.
Casting couch?
Basically, you sleep with the director or
No.
That's what
I've never been in a big enough movie.
Yeah. You never.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I have 2 questions for you, Ash.
Yeah, America's Next Top Model. I didn't have to sleep with anybody.
Nobody? No.
Tyra just gave me a call. It's easy.
Okay, good. Okay. But imagine if you could have slept with her.
Ooh.
Hey.
She's fine.
Yes, she is.
Okay, 2 things. One, I'm wondering because we know that you're married.
Yep.
And you've spoken about that. Now, in the past, when you were just starting to date, were white men intimidated with your body?
Yeah, I didn't date a lot of white guys. I've only maybe dated 1 or 2. I don't remember their names though.
Damn.
Well,
Damn, they didn't leave an impression.
no fame for y'all.
Because she names names in the book. You know what I mean?
It's always been men of color.
Always been
Puerto Rican, Dominican, black guys, all of them. Yeah.
Has got the hair.
Hello.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then secondly, a lot of women who are smaller and within the spotlight, they feel this pressure to keep their size, after baby, even when they're older. Do you feel pressure to stay the size that you are? Like, let's just say you wanted to just go on a workout spree and lose 20 pounds for the hell of it, but you're known as a plus size model.
Well, it's so crazy because people just want to dictate whatever weight you are, and they want to tell you. People are such experts and doctors on Instagram. It's like, golly, right? I feel like if I wanted to go on a workout spree, I wouldn't even really be able to lose 20 pounds because I'd be eating mac and cheese every night. When you work out more, then you're even more hungry.
Right.
So look, I'm not afraid of losing my job or my fans or anything like that because I know that my body's been like this, like a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller ever since I was 12. So it's like, it is what it is. And I just think it's ridiculous that even if a woman does want to lose weight, she's going to lose fans. Because I remember when a really good friend of mine had lost a ton of weight and her career just kind of vanished. She was a plus size model and then poof, nothing.
Wow.
Because she had gone from a size 12 to a size 6, and people didn't like that. They just felt that she was, against the whole society of being a curvy girl. But I just think it's ridiculous.
You reminded me as you were talking about, I'm not going to do it on air. I'll talk to you about it off air first. But would I send a message to you?
Oh, and who it was?
I don't remember who it was, but now I remember what it was about.
Okay, you can send me a message.
Okay.
Across the table.
Well, somebody commented on being a plus size model not being healthy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody.
The older.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And your response to that, I'm not going to go. That's not,
No, it's fine.
Okay.
My response was very diplomatic.
I can't remember, but it's the old.
I know who it was.
T.
Yeah.
No, Chris. Who?
Carol Alt.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. Carol
thought it
Alt's in
was
the other room.
Cheryl
She's
T.
such a sweetheart.
But it doesn't matter.
And also, Carol Alt's sister was a plus size model.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to get into who it was.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Because I see you work. You're as healthy as a skinny person who isn't taking care of themselves.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so I 1 week took over a segment on Good Morning America, and one of the segments was a 6 foot tall, size 2 woman who's also a model, very successful. We did back-to-back workouts together, and then they took our heart rates and our blood pressure and da-da-da. We went in and we got our blood work done and our cholesterol, our BMI and everything. Ask me who was healthier.
Who was healthier?
Me!
Hey!
Get it, girl?
Yo.
But that just goes to prove that you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thin thighs, a snatched waist, and tiny breasts doesn't mean that you're gonna live a longer life.
This is true. By the way, kudos to that segment producer who came up with that idea.
That was my idea, but
That was your idea?
Actually.
All right, we're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to talk about that rise to success. And you give a lot of great advice in this book to aspiring models and young ladies. 888-742-3345. You want to speak with Ashley Graham, give us a call.
Hey.
Yeah, one of my favorite people is here.
Yeah, man.
Ashley Graham, ladies and gentlemen. Just a very transparent, open conversation.
I love it.
She's a member of the show. You're a member of Sway in the Morning Show.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
You're the six person off the bench. 6 women off the bench.
I'll come back whenever.
You said something really interesting off air, and I was sharing a little more about my daughter, and then just young ladies in general as they become more voluptuous and develop, and what is it like dealing with that? And you made a comment it's different for different women, right?
Yeah, I said I think it's different with black women versus white women. In black culture, being curvy and having an ass and boobs, it's always kind of been, it's been okay because they've always been much more developed. It's even Spanish women. It's a part of the culture. And white women have always had more pressure to be thin and to be rail thin, really. And the moment you get TNA, it's like, oh no, not my thighs. But those thighs are hot.
Yeah.
And then I also believe that because I am a curvy white woman and people are finally like, what is it? Why is it now that people are listening? I think that there is a moment right now where fashion wants diversity of all shapes and sizes, but I also think that there's this white privilege that I have and I'm able to talk about it because there's been many curvy black women before me that are models and they haven't had this platform either. So I get it. I see it. And I understand it. And I think it also helps having a husband who's black. And I have had a whole other perspective on being a white woman in America.
Yeah, man. Not having a black man as God putting it down every night.
Oh, gosh, Sway.
High five, Ashley. High five. Don't leave me hanging in front of the camera. High five.
No, but you got to stay woke, for real.
You say, got you.
Yes.
Hello.
If my children are going to be black and, I'm not going to be a white mother who doesn't understand everything.
Come through.
We fuck with you, Ashley. Yo. Peoples.
You don't have braid hair, Ashley?
No, that my sister-in-law is going to try to teach me. Okay. That's the only thing.
That's going to be an issue.
No, my husband said, they're not going to run around without their hair did.
Yeah, there you go. That's good man. Good man. That's a good man.
Hey, Ashley, I'm loving this conversation right now. But I love how you are almost now segmenting the conversation in terms of like weight and culture and the different parts of it. I want to go to another level too in terms of economics, right? So the economics of food. Do you ever talk about that when you talk to groups and you talk to organizations in terms of access to affordable, healthy food choices and items?
I haven't been able to yet, but I think that it's a really good conversation to have because, I was raised in a very privileged kind of white neighborhood and we had everything. And I don't know. I haven't really been able to talk about that, but you bring up a really great subject. And I think that it's important to talk about.
I'm surprised Rachel Ray didn't mention that to you.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No.
I want to into one of our coworkers. Secretly, we call her you. But she's actually a big fan of yours.
Someone's getting FaceTimed.
Okay,
that's a FaceTime, right?
I'm going to introduce her to you.
Where is she?
She's over there. Lindsay, come over here.
Hi, Lindsay.
Yeah.
You're so pretty, Lindsay.
Can you come over here? Come over here.
Pretty.
Come over here. Together, you both are pretty. How about that? Yes.
This is who I thought you were, Ashley, in the bathroom.
Oh, sorry. I forgot I had headphones on.
This is who I thought you were in the
I
bathroom.
see it.
I bumped into her.
We look like
and
we're
I
sisters.
said, Lindsay, you should come into the room and meet Ashley.
Yep.
And that's how me and Ashley just met in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Sway and Heather have been on me for like the past week. Like, you have to come in. You have to come in when she's here.
I'm so glad to meet you.
Yeah. Oh my God, me too. It's so weird.
This is how I was when I met Kim Kardashian for the first time. And then the second time I saw her, she waved at me at the Met like, hi, Ashley.
And she picked food out of your teeth.
She came over and we were chatting and I was like, girl, your boobs look so good because she didn't have a bra. And I was like, I want that life. And then she's like, but wait, there's spinach in your teeth. And I was like, oh, help me out. And she literally put her finger in my teeth and got it out.
Kardashian.
Love her.
On point.
I love her.
On point.
So anyways, so next time we see each other, I'll probably be picking stuff out of your teeth.
Oh, fantastic. I hope I don't have anything in my teeth right now.
No,
I got looked before I came
And
back.
she's a Scorpio, too.
What?
Yes.
There's 4 of us in here. Are there any male Scorpios in the room?
Yeah.
A lot of
That's
freaks
why
in
it's
the
so
room.
quiet over there.
Yeah, look at them. A lot of freaks in the room. Ashley, I know you have to go, but
Aw.
this is definitely a book worth reading, picking up, sharing with the family, especially the young ladies, but also the young men, because it gave me a perspective on what it must be like, and hearing your story. Thank you. You helped me with my own child in many ways of having a understanding of what a young lady may go through. We didn't even get to the the different, covers that you've earned in your career and the big breaks you gotten from whether it's from Vogue or Elle or wherever. But that's in this book too.
Yes, it is.
Right.
It's all there. I don't leave anything out.
All right. Thank you for coming
Thank you,
by.
Sway.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Ashley
guys.
Graham,
I really
ladies and
appreciate
gentlemen.
it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got Celebrity Wire up next.
Yup, and Bow Wow is trending, and it's for no damn good reason.
Shade 45.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45. Kilo.